Welcome to Intuitive Astrology with Molly McCord. Thank you so much for joining me today as we're going to take a look at the major astrological energies of August 2024. As this is going to be a month of big changes, reversals, wild surprises, dynamic insights. There's the potential for a lot of creativity rising up and coming to the surface. And there is a need for patience, for tempering the energies of August. We're going to have Mercury retrograde starting on August 4th and lasting until August 28th. We have a fast-moving Venus who starts the month in Leo, moves through all of Virgo, and ends the month in Libra. Mars continues through Gemini and enters into a very big T-square with 4 other planets that we will discuss. We also have a wild Aquarius full moon on August 19th, plus the very first opening square between Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn retrograde in Pisces occurring at 17 degrees. So there's a lot up in the air and moving in August, and we are meant to stay flexible and agile. We're meant to be able to work with what is being presented and look at how it can be pliable, reviewed, thoughtfully assessed. And this is a month that you could feel your energy is being stretched and pulled in multiple directions. And we'll talk about all of that in today's show. So let's jump right in here to how the month of August begins, where August 4th is a very big energetic day. This is where we have the Leo New Moon at 13 degrees of Leo. Mercury stations retrograde at 4 degrees of Virgo. And Venus ends her journey through Leo and enters Virgo on August 4th as well. So that Leo New Moon is the desire to bring something forward and out into the light, to be stronger, clearer, bolder in a part of yourself that you wish to assert. This can be strong leadership. This can be powerful creative forces. This could be a part of yourself that you have been gathering strength and confidence around. And the Leo New Moon boldly supports what that is for you. Again, at 13 degrees of Leo in your chart, whatever house you have 13 degrees of Leo is where you are looking to present yourself, to do something new that is in alignment with your energy, especially connecting to your heart and your solar plexus. And yet the energy is tempered by Mercury stationing retrograde at 4 degrees of Virgo, Venus entering Virgo, and this brings your mental attention to the specifics, the details, the how, what's the process. And with Mercury retrograde, there is something to review. So there could be something coming forward now during the Leo New Moon on August 4th that grabs your attention and opens you up to something that you are feeling passionate about, that you want, that you're ready to go for. And then the energies in Virgo want you to look at this carefully and to hold back moving too quickly, as that Mercury retrograde in Virgo wants time to think it through, figure out the plan, understand more of what is expected and what's involved. And Venus in Virgo is supporting this Mercury stationing retrograde by bringing in some other possibilities for improvement. Venus in Virgo is particular. She can have a very sharp eye. She can see things that others miss. And so she's going to bring something to your attention that you will want to ponder, analyze, and consider to make sure that what you're beginning is in fact starting on the best possible foot. And so even if you say yes, or you're ready to step into that new moon cycle, there's a part of the mind that will need time. Time, again, to carefully analyze, think it through, and make sure that everything that's required for this new venture or this new energy to be successful comes through and lines up. And I feel that this particular Mercury retrograde is going to support us in understanding what is true for you, what you really need, and being more discerning, because Mercury in Virgo retrograde is going to sculpt, shave, remove the excess, remove what isn't essential, and help you go back over something to ensure you're doing it in the best possible way. So August 4th is a big day here as the month begins, and I do have the Leo New Moon chart for you on YouTube, analyzing the specifics a bit more and going through the energetics. Then we move ahead to the middle of August, where August 14th is when Mercury retrograde re-enters Leo. And this is where you take everything that Mercury in Virgo is organizing, compartmentalizing, understanding, and piecing together, and you bring that energy back into Leo and look at, do I have passion around this now? Is this still what I want? With that Mercury need to think, to communicate, and process, you could have some new revelations here about what you're ready to recreate. There's a recreative force here, and that could certainly be, version 2.0, something that leads you to a better final draft. Mercury retrograde in Virgo from August 4th to August 14th is going to pick out what needs to be improved. And then Mercury re-entering Leo on August 14th is when you look at it differently and you approach it with a new mindset. And again, that recreation process is strengthened. So on the Leo New Moon on August 4th, expect changes, expect shifts. Don't be too locked into something that you miss an opportunity to improve it. And I think that's going to be a big theme throughout August. What are you ready to improve? And you could go back to look at what you missed the first time. I also feel that Mercury retrograde in Virgo is very mentally focused. And then back into Leo, you drop the energy and connect it to the heart and the solar plexus to say, now is this true for me? Is version 2.0 still lighting me up? Still creating that passionate drive? Is this still what I want? And we're going to have Mercury remain in Leo until September 10th. So be open to the fact that you're going to have upgrades. You're going to have new insights that do light you up, that bring in that new excitement, and perhaps some really awesome downloads that you didn't catch the first time. And that would be one way to consciously work with this Mercury retrograde, especially as the energies kick off and then proceed throughout August. Now, right after Mercury retrograde re-enters Leo, the energy of pressure, tension, development, new options, and revelations start to pick up, as we're going to see a T-square starting to form, especially as we move towards the Aquarius full moon on August 19th. So let me break this down a little bit more. From August 16th until August 24th, so you could basically say the second half of August, Jupiter in Gemini is squaring Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 16 degrees, and their exact square is on August 19th at 5:46 p.m. Eastern. But because these are slower moving outer planets, they take time to make that exact square, but we're feeling the pressure and the tension building. This is an opening square that first started the energy back in December 2020 during the Great Conjunction, when both Jupiter and Saturn were at 0 and 1 degrees of Aquarius. Now they are meeting up nearly 4 years later to consider new options, choices, and possibilities, but they have very different intentions. Jupiter in Gemini is a big talk, the big vision, the big ideas, which can also be big assumptions and expectations, seeking to understand, gathering more information in order to determine the next big idea, big thing, big project that Jupiter wants to expand, and it can do so through exaggeration and also remaining faithful and hopeful in an outcome, in a vision, in whatever is being stimulated through Gemini. Jupiter and Gemini can have so many ideas, moving in different directions, lots of plans. There's a restlessness, an optimism around what it could be and how to use the best of your mental faculties, communication skills, teaching, studying, learning in order to bring together the right essentials for that big idea, or allowing it to move into whatever form it does, because the mutable signs are about looking at multiple options and choices, and Gemini can streamline it when it's using the best of its abilities. And so here we have a Jupiter and Gemini that's saying yes. Now, another key to this is that as this square is forming, Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, reviewing territory from mid-March of this year to the end of June. And so there are reconsiderations in play that Saturn in Pisces is bringing up for you to close out, end, take responsibility for, understand what you were learning spiritually. Saturn retrograde in Pisces is also strengthening you to see things more clearly, because even though Saturn is in Pisces, Pisces can be confusion, the unknowns, the invisible. It's very emotional, intuitive, empathetic. Here we have Saturn saying, but look at what you've been learning. Understand the energetics you've been moving through. Take responsibility, close out karma, be mature with your use of the Piscean energies, and also take your time as needed. Don't rush. Really sit with this. Really understand what is occurring that you are able to honor in yourself and honor in your journey. And so this is a slower moving Saturn in Pisces that is more diligent and perhaps requiring you to see things you didn't see before. So when these two are forming their first square, there can be an inner tension between the mind, Gemini, and your intuition, Pisces. There can be a part of you that is ready to go in what's happening here and now, but Saturn is calling your attention and your responsibility to a bigger cycle that's ending and closing out, and to help you understand what is essential and important to take with you as you allow the non-essential energies to be finished. So Saturn is in a closing out and finishing experience, ending things in your life and allowing you to sit with it and process it so that you can fully integrate it. Now, one of the higher expressions of this is that Saturn retrograde in Pisces will be a very insightful teacher of what you are ending from the last 30 years. And Gemini energy, Jupiter and Gemini, can be learning from this Saturn. So you could be feeling, well, what do I say yes to and what do I say no to? Where my mind feels very alive and excited by a direction I want to go, things I want to say, what I've learned, the information I've gathered. And Saturn is the timekeeper that could be showing you, well, it's not really the best time just yet. So write down those ideas or concepts. Make sure and take note of what you're thinking. Express yourself in a healthy, responsible manner as needed, but don't overdo it. And whenever I see a square between Jupiter and Saturn, I tend to think of it as two parents who have very different approaches, where Jupiter is, yes, sure, you can have more cookies. You can enjoy this movie past your bedtime. Sure, we can go see multiple movies. Jupiter in Gemini is the yes. And then you have Saturn, which is the no parent. The parent who says, nope, actually, you got to get a good night's sleep and be responsible with your energy. So we're going to turn this off at a good time. Too much sugar is not good for you. So we're going to get rid of that and pull in some more responsible choices. Saturn in Pisces wants you to manage your overall well-being and is the energy of saying no. And that's what you could be feeling too, is that you have the yes and the no energies both happening in two areas of your chart. And there is a developmental tension around how to manage it when a part of you knows what the better answer is, but you don't want to miss out on the fun and what Jupiter and Gemini is stirring up. Now, to make this even more fascinating, we also have Mars in Gemini coming in to make a conjunction to Jupiter and is also involved in the square to Saturn. So there's more energy in that Mars Jupiter Gemini conjunction. And this means there's a part of you that doesn't want to wait. You're not going to wait, but get this. Remember how Mercury is retrograde and Mercury rules Gemini? So there could be a part of you that really wants to speak too fast, drive too fast, overcommit, overdo it, and then realize you're actually depleted and you're making mistakes and it's sloppy. Now, this Gemini energy, it can also be the trickster. It can be duplicitous and two-faced and conniving, where say one thing and do another. The energy might not be aligning, and there might be things that Saturn in Pisces is feeling it's off. Something's not true here. Something isn't quite making sense. And so we're going to have to manage the Gemini energy, because not only is it in a square to the Saturn retrograde in Pisces, but it is ruled by a Mercury retrograde. So it would be time to hold back, to write things out, to talk it over with a friend, to do less, even though you could feel like you should do more. I would recommend knowing that with Gemini, you do it twice. So the first time you do it, you realize this isn't what I want, or this isn't what I want to say, or this isn't clear. And then you do it a second time and it's better. But with Mercury retrograde, you might realize it's still not good enough. So there's an energy here that could be a little bit difficult to manage during the second half of August, when there is going to be an impulsive need with Mars and Gemini to speak, to express, to write. This is also the energy in our local environments, and it's also what's in our brains. We have a lot on our minds, and it could get triggered as that Mars is conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. You say things in anger, or you say things without thinking it through. I also feel like this is an energy signature of less is best, if possible, and find a healthy way to manage those Gemini desires. And as this energy is building, we come to a rather big crescendo on August 19th, because there's a lot happening at this time. It's also strong on August 18th. So August 18th, August 19th, we have a lot happening where we are experiencing that exact square, Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces, plus now Venus has entered the conversation, creating a T-square. Venus in Virgo opposes Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So the mutable areas of your chart are looking to figure something out. And that would be Gemini energies, Pisces energies, and Virgo energy. So these three mutable signs are looking for new answers, new solutions, wanting to talk it out and understand what is possible. When the mutable T-square is activated, a lot is up in the air and it's not known, especially during a Mercury retrograde. There will be big changes. There will be things that twist and turn and curve and could feel like, what is going on? And not only that, but wait, there's more. It's the Aquarius full moon at 27 degrees of Aquarius, exactly squaring Uranus in Taurus at 27 degrees. So we not only have a mutable T-square, we also have a fixed T-square on the same day, August 19th. A lot is going on here in the astrology. And because there's so much, I will have separate videos for you on YouTube going through the Aquarius full moon as well as the mutable T-square in the middle of August. And so what does all this mean? Well, this is a month of changes that you don't see coming. There is a dynamic pulsing vibration here. And I feel that we're being led to new creative solutions, new possibilities. We're being forced to let go of expectations or what we thought was a done deal. Nothing is certain in August. There are things that are going to come up that you will have to talk it out and express what you're thinking. And then there's going to be times of sitting with it and understanding what is the better path to choose. What is the better path that allows me to grow, that takes me further and higher? What is the path that represents what I feel and know is connected to my soul's potential and what am I leaving behind. And there's going to be some big choice points, especially around the Aquarius full moon and during the second half of August. It will be essential to take care of your nervous system and your mind, to have places where you detach and unplug, just to be in a state of calm, relax, being aware of how your energy attaches, which is the case when there's a lot of fixed signs, especially on that Aquarius full moon. It's going to be shocking and unexpected. I also see the Aquarius full moon cracking open new options, new potentials, new directions to go. So if you can see how any potential chaos leads to new creations, it's going to give you a direction to steer your energy towards. And if there were things you are relying on and they're falling apart, they're dismantling, they're not working, this would be an invitation from the universe to recreate, to look at how you can take the pieces and make something different with it, to form a new solution, a new option, and to know that this is certainly a part of awakening to more of our gifts, more of our skills, and how we are natural creators, how we are designed to keep going, to keep creating, and allowing that to be something that lifts us up, that keeps us energized and strong, even when a lot is shifting and unknown. This also will bring up how you attach, what you're attached to, and how you deal with change. The mutable signs and the cardinal signs are better equipped for change, to ride the waves, to go on the roller coaster, to look at what is outdated, what is expired, what you no longer need, and then say, okay, this is a better way to go. I like this. I want to try this or experiment with this. And then you have the fixed signs, which will resist change, might be heavily attached to a particular system, outcome, way of doing things. And the fixed signs are the ones that are going to budge because of Uranus in Taurus squaring that sun in Leo and moon in Aquarius on the Aquarius full moon. So change is happening, ready or not. It could feel chaotic. Of course, as I'm sharing this with you, I'm feeling this as powerful galactic activations, starseed downloads, new powerful light codes, especially with the sun in Leo, blasting through what you are good at now. To have a rising in your confidence, in your sense of self and what is possible for you, what you can handle, what you can create, that is in a new frequency. So there's going to be a pushing of that energy. And that could be the tension or the pressure, is that the universe is steering you forward in a way that you didn't think was possible. This could even be that door you've been waiting for to open, and then it just springs right open, and all of a sudden things happen quickly or suddenly. That is part of the energy signature, and it depends on how you are able to adapt and change quick. So I'm feeling this as exciting activations, that there are going to be parts of yourself, parts of your life, and even parts of your daily life that are ready for something new. This could be the upgrade. This could be the next level, the upgrade, the energy that comes in that pushes you forward, ready or not. And so August, especially the first half of August, would be an important time to prepare your nervous system, your energy, your emotions for change, the change that is coming, and to look at how that feels for you, because you could have resistance in unexpected ways. Also, again, it could bring up what you are attached to, and it's time to let go, to release your grasp, to allow space for new creations to arrive as we move through August. And then after that dynamic Aquarius full moon, the energy starts to settle. We'll take it. We will take some more calm. And the sun enters Virgo on August 22nd at 10:55 a.m. That's Eastern time. And the sun entering Virgo is practical, grounding, brings you into what is essential, what is simple, and looks for what to do now. How does this need to be improved? What do we keep? What needs to go? The sun enters Virgo to take on what can be worked with and to find those better options and solutions. There's a very practical, focused energy here. And even though Mercury is still retrograde, there's a part of you that will want to more easily compartmentalize and categorize. And this can help with coming back into your body, which is a strength of Virgo energy, coming into the body and saying, okay, this is what I can focus on today. This is what I can handle today. This is what's in front of me. This is how I can manage it. And there is that simplification energy of the sun in Virgo. Then towards the end of the month, on August 28th, Mercury stations direct at 21 degrees of Leo at 5:15 p.m. That's Eastern time. And so Mercury stationing direct at 21 degrees of Leo is where there is that energetic pause to gather, reconnect, come back into your power, and really have clarity on what you want. Now the focus is this. Now I'm going to head in this direction. Allow that fiery, passionate energy of Leo to light you up and to show you what you've been recreating and reworking during Mercury retrograde, so that you can now move the energy forward knowing that it's in higher alignment with who you are and what you want. You might have a stronger feeling in your gut and in your heart. There can also be more determination to express yourself as this Mercury stations direct on August 28th. Then on the next day, August 29th, Venus enters Libra and has an immediate trine to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius at 0 degrees. And this is the continuation of the theme that Venus has been working through since February. So back in February, Venus entered Aquarius and had her first conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. And that was an initiation into something you needed to understand and see in your heart, your self-worth, your personal value, what you're understanding about who you are from a higher cosmic sense, and where perhaps you've been detached from what you really need. Then we had Venus in Leo opposing that Pluto in Aquarius back in July, the middle of July. And that was very disruptive. That was a challenge, something you had to claim or face that perhaps was really uncomfortable. There are permanent endings with Pluto oppositions. There are removals. There can certainly be the challenges in Venus themes such as finances, money, relationships, feminine energies, your creative process. Pluto is requiring a rebirth of Venus, a higher level of self-love and self-value, and he is helping to close out cycles that you know are done for you, and it's bringing in a pressure that is very uncomfortable. Now, Venus is going to be trining Pluto, but she's in Libra, which is a sign that she rules, and so this trine to Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius retrograde, I feel it as a mirror where there's something she's understanding that's coming online. It's getting in alignment with, yes, this is what I require in my connections, in my friendships, in my dynamics with others, how I share my energy with not only those in my life, but Pluto in Aquarius holds the frequency of the world at large. So this is Venus being supported in her new higher love of self. Now, yes, Venus was also previously in Gemini and trining this Pluto in Aquarius back in May, but she wasn't in a sign that she rules. So now she's in Libra, and for the next 20 years until 2044, every time Venus is in Libra, she up-levels. She has more powerful connections with those that are her equal. She's strengthening her communication skills of what she needs, who she is, what matters to her. Every time this Venus gets into Libra, she's going to get a powerful upgrade from Pluto in Aquarius that's taking her forward, moving her into new experiences and helping her up level. And this will be one of the strongest periods of relationship strength. Venus in Libra, trining that Pluto in Aquarius, you can look for how to make your connections better, stronger, more truthful. You might be more decisive, which is another energy in this trine, where even though Venus and Libra can be very social and has charisma and style, and she wants to be liked, she doesn't want to make waves or to turn anybody off. She wants to be a good listener and have time to weigh and discuss pros and cons, to evaluate objectively. But then when she has the trine to Pluto in Aquarius, again, this is going to happen for the next 20 years. There's going to be not only more decisiveness, but more clarity around who she really is now and what matters. So I feel the end of the month is going to be important for relational dynamic, for looking at friendships, partnerships, acquaintances, the people you relate to, the people that you know because you have that Libra one-on-one dynamic with them. And then it's also the people that you might not know, at least at a personal level, but you're connected through some energetic threads in the bigger world, whether that is social media, friends of friends that we call acquaintances. Certainly group dynamics will be highlighted, gatherings, and shared experiences. Again, this happens on August 29th, which is a great day for communications, interactions, negotiations, and support for standing your ground on your own needs, especially as you communicate them with others. So overall, August feels like a Mercury retrograde sandwich, where the month starts off a little bit calmer and easier. Then as we move through August with that Mercury retrograde kicking in and the T-squares between mutable planets strengthening, the energy increases until we get to August 18th and 19th. The Aquarius full moon is a powerhouse of energies, and then things smooth out and calm down again as we close out August. So I hope this gives you a good heads up on what to expect for the month, as well as what will be activated for you more personally. I'll be going through the transiting aspects of the planets more specifically every Wednesday, and that's where I touch on all the aspects. This was just an overview of the bigger energies to be aware of and to help get a lay of the land of where August is taking us. Also keep in mind that we start eclipse season in September, but I think that parts of August are going to feel like eclipse energy, and some people will be eclipsed. Even though it's not officially an eclipse, we have that Uranus in Taurus at 27 degrees, exactly squaring the sun and moon at 27 degrees. So Uranus brings in fast-moving changes to the collective, opens up new possibilities, has those shocks and unexpected turnarounds, dropping out, change of plan, crazy surprises. You might need a lot of popcorn this month, so make sure you've got popcorn in stock because there are going to be many things that shift and change. And even if it's jaw-dropping, there will be new, evident, clear directions to follow and new opportunities to create. And again, powerful activations for Starseeds, Lightworkers, those of you who are here to be different, to advance humanity's growth and consciousness, to not be afraid of your power, to not be afraid of how you're different, rather to allow that to be illuminated, to light you up and be more bold, which could, of course, be its own area of soul growth. So again, I'll be discussing these energies more every Wednesday. So please join me for that weekly podcast, and I'll see you back here every Monday as well. Also a heads up that you might want to check out how these upcoming eclipses are going to be working with you and how the nodes of fate are supporting your development at this time. If you're already in my 2024 Soul Growth Astrology program, you might want to log back in and check out how this Pisces lunar eclipse at 26 degrees is going to be working with you. That's on September 17th and 18th, as well as how the October 2nd Libra New Moon at 10 degrees is going to be working with. I do have this program on sale for 50% off at this time. It's only $22 if you want to check it out and get a heads up on the energies of eclipses as well as this Jupiter-Saturn square. I'll put the link below the podcast. And be sure to use coupon code HALFWAY, that's the coupon code HALFWAY, one word, to get it for $22. I look forward to connecting with you again soon as we discuss more of these big astrological energies of our times. Wishing you a beautiful journey through August, including some awesome, amazing breakthroughs that are right on time. Thank you as always for joining me, and I'll see you back here soon.